The 18th reason why I do not believe in evolution is because of the mathematical impossibility. First of all, let me say that I do believe that evolution is a mathematical impossibility. In my list of internet links, I will provide you with 3 URLs that illustrate the impossibility of evolution. In this video presentation, we will not discuss the mathematical probability or possibility, but you can go to one of those 3 links or all 3 of those links, and they will discuss and show the mathematical impossibility of evolution. It is very difficult to prove or disprove evolution using mathematical probability because several problems quickly arise. The first problem that arises is the people on both sides of the argument apply numbers to unquantifiable events. The second problem that quickly arises is the algorithms used must produce an outcome of 0 if it is truly impossible. The math used will typically produce an insanely small number that approaches 0 but never actually reaches 0 without rounding the results. And then the third problem that quickly arises is the number produced are so incredibly small that people cannot intuitively comprehend the magnitude of the improbability. People who believe in evolution sometimes say that evolution is like the lottery. The odds are great, but someone does eventually win. But compare the actual numbers and you'll see that the chances of evolution happening are microscopic in comparison to the chances of winning the lottery. I've heard people say anything is possible in millions of years. No, that is not true. The impossible will never happen by natural means. If it could happen, then I'm sure that science would have found a way to reenact the sequences. If any unlikely event happens once, then it most certainly will happen more than once. But evolutionists have repeatedly told us that specific events have only occurred one time. This explanation might be convenient, but it is incredibly unbelievable and highly unlikely. Let's use common sense and consider the possibility of 2 events occurring. Let's first consider mitochondrial Eve. DNA science tells us that every human being shares a common mother in their ancestry. The evolutionist tells us that 10,000 other women might have been alive when Eve was alive. The bigger the evolutionist makes this imaginary number, 10,000 or otherwise, the more unbelievable their explanation becomes. Imagine something so cataclysmic that it killed all of the other 9,999 women. What are the chances that just one woman survived? How fortunate for all living humans that something miraculously happened to save this one woman, Eve, from that cataclysm. What are the mathematical chances of that happening outside of a miracle? Why has evolution not created a second line of women? Or why has evolution not created a million different lines of women, since anything is possible in millions of years? Now consider Y chromosomal Adam. All of the numbers and questions we ask about Eve also apply to Adam as well. The probability of this cataclysmic event occurring and leaving only one man is just as improbable as leaving only one woman. But when you combine these 2 highly improbable outcomes, which were essential to continuing the human race, then the mathematical probability becomes exponentially small. This is not something that had millions of years to evolve. This happened in a single generation. It truly was a miracle whether you believe in God or evolution. Either way, faith must be exercised in what you believe. Only one man, only one woman. As for me, I choose to believe God because He presented this scenario thousands of years before science even caught up. Also, the supporters of evolution initially said that Y chromosomal Adam and mitochondrial Eve were not even alive at the same time. This makes the mathematical impossibility even greater. However, in 2013, they finally conceded that Adam and Eve both lived in the same time. Was anyone surprised at this discovery, seeing as how it fits the biblical account of creation perfectly well, but drives a dagger into the heart of evolution? You see, what each of us believe is truly a matter of choice. The things we believe say more about our character and our background than it does about our intelligence. There are some very smart people who believe in creation, just as there are also some very smart people who believe in evolution. Choose your belief very cautiously because it has eternal consequences.